I'm Edie, and I'm very pleased to be here with Jessica from BCG. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you.
And you've brought a couple of friends with you from the people of crypto.
Exactly.
You've brought Simone and Akbar. Welcome to you all.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
So we've got an interesting topic of conversation, and we're going to talk about gender diversity in Web 3. Any good news?
And no, I'm going to ground this in horrendous facts for a starting point. So we did a statistical study with these guys trying to focus on foundation in Web3. So when we talk foundation, we talk of startup founders and investors. And we took a good look at the space. And when you look at all of the founders in Web3, a horrendous only 7% of them are female.
What?
7%.
Wow.
And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is when female entrepreneurs actually decide to create startups, they are almost 78% of them that actually find a male to co-found with. If you are a male and you want to create a startup, then 74% of them actually choose male also.
Wow.
And so that is at the root of that huge discrepancy. But there's also a very rational reason for that, is if you look at how much money these companies actually raise, a company that is all female founded will raise 4x less money than an all male founded startup. That's sinking 4x. It means that if you're an all female team, you will likely raise about 8 million on average, and an all male team will raise 30 million on average. That's the gap. And then when you look at why that is, you look at startups that have raised more than 100 million, so very sizable ticket. Their share of all female startup teams in that 100 million raises is less than 0%.
Wow.
So it's actually, there is none.
That's incredible.
That is our starting point in the Web3 space.
Okay, given that cheery starting point, Simone, why does it matter?
So I think first, there is opportunity. So we're very, very early in the intersection of this technology. It matters because we are now moving into a phase where how we transact, how we monetize, and how we interact together is now become more important. People always talk about Web3 as the evolvement of the internet. I think it's far more important than that. When you look at like a light bulb, we used to go on, it's 100 years ago, but you would go on the streets and you would watch the street be lit up, or you would watch a building be lit up. No one understood what that light bulb would do for the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
It basically kickstarted it. So now we're looking at Web3 moving from this industrial status now into a digital economy. And if we are not part of the development as women, as people of color, as diverse voices, it will be built in the image of those. And we've already seen what happens in Web 2, where you saw predominantly cis white males creating these ecosystems. Yeah. We don't want Web 3 to now become a repetitive nature of Web 2. We have the opportunity to intersect with intentionality and really understanding that the foundational build has to be built differently for us to make change. And again, I do think there's, as bad as that was, there is opportunity.
Totally.
Well, we have a female founder right here.
Who
fundraised successfully.
did successfully raise.
Fantastic.
With her male co-founder.
Yeah.
Okay,
True.
all right. Well,
Playing into the
congratulations. So, Akbar, what can brands do if they care about this and want to get involved and want to make change?
Yeah, they're so paramount to this because brands drive culture. Brands drive awareness. If you look at groups like L'Oreal, like LVMH, their followers are loyal. They have millions of fans and followers. So if we can use them as a tool to educate, if we can let them know the importance of this technology, if we can let them know why we need to bring women in, break down barriers to entry, think about the mass onboarding that could entail. Yeah. Women are going to be the catalyst for change. I feel they always have been. And women, when women come on board, they give other voices, underrepresented communities like the LGBTQIA, like people of color. So we need women at the table, and we need brands to come in and support women and women-led brands, and we need VCs to pay up and back women. Really so it all kind of works together.
Here. And that's really why we founded People of Crypto. We did not see ourselves represented in the current ecosystem. We believe that for us, diversity is not a word. It's the foundation of our company. If you want to be a profitable company, it's already shown that diverse teams are more profitable than others. So while it's the right thing to do, it's also the profitable thing to do.
Yeah.
And when you're looking, and the way that we've created it, we've been very intentional. So our team represents 98% women, 99% are people of color. When we look at our cap table, we were very intentional to ensure that anyone coming on board would be part of our mission and vision. The projects that we develop are created to ensure that it's reflective of the world we want to see
Right.
reflected back. And those are the reasons that brands honestly have a way to authentically connect, like what we did with L'Oreal, because it's not beyond or abroad, it's part of who they're already speaking to. And when we're entering Web3, to the point of it cannot be a loophole.
Yeah.
It cannot be a DNA, like, oh, well, we're over here, we're talking about diversity, but
Yeah.
then when we get to Web3, it's new.
Not so
but
much.
Not so much. There has to be intentionality as you move through it.
Fantastic. You know, my feeling about diversity is inclusion, we don't need to make the world any more diverse. It already is. But we do have to focus on the inclusion part.
Yes.
We started off this conversation, I wasn't feeling so positive. I'm feeling more positive with you guys in here. So thank you very much for stopping by the studio
Thank you.
here in Davos 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.